Next from Springfield, Governor Rauner addresses members of the Department of Transportation and other state departments about his ideas on how the state can improve education, the economy, its infrastructure, government efficiency, and competition in the workforce. This runs about 25 minutes.
Thank you very much. God bless you. I appreciate it. I'm very excited. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you and congratulations to all of today's award winners in the DBE program. Congratulations to you. It's outstanding. I've heard a lot of great things about you and your businesses, and I look forward to getting to know you personally over in the coming months. I want to say thank you first to every one of you who is in the Department of Transportation and also in various other departments in our state government. Thank you for being public servants. Thank you for working for the people of Illinois. Some of you think you work for me. You don't work for me. I work for you, and we all work for the people of Illinois. My job as governor is to listen to you, learn from you. You're on the front lines working for the people of the state. You know what's working, what's not working. I want our administration to work with you, listen to you, and come up with better ways to serve the people of our great state. You guys are doing God's work. You're working on behalf of the people. I want to knock down barriers, make you more effective and more successful, more productive in your public service. Thank you for that. And here, what today is really about is every one of you in this room who's an entrepreneur, every one of you who's a business builder, every one of you who's a business executive. You are what makes Illinois prosperous. We would be lost without you. Thank you for taking the risk of building a business. Thank you for putting yourselves on the line, working hard and building business, creating jobs, creating economic prosperity. We're here for you. We want to create an environment for you to thrive. Number one priority, because if we don't do that, no other problem we face will get fixed. We'll never fund our schools. We'll never fund our health care. We'll never pay for our pensions unless entrepreneurs and business builders are succeeding and thriving in Illinois. And let's take it a step further. It is the American way to have equal opportunity in everything in America. And we must have equal opportunity. We need women-owned businesses thriving in Illinois. We need African-American-owned businesses thriving in Illinois. We need Hispanic-owned businesses thriving in Illinois. We need Asian-American-owned businesses thriving in Illinois. We want everyone. We want Illinois to be the home of the American dream. Equal opportunity, equal success, achieving what we all want, a better quality of life. And the small business owner is the backbone of the American dream. My job as governor is to create an environment for you to thrive. And I want to make sure you have equal access to the opportunities in business available today, in the private sector and in the government sector, in government contracting, in hiring, in every element. We talk a lot about equal opportunity in Illinois. We do some efforts, but we're not succeeding. We are not succeeding. We need to actually get it done. I'm a business guy, I'm not a politician. I've been a venture capitalist and I've helped 450 entrepreneurs build their businesses. I don't like to talk about stuff, I want to get results. I'm sick of talking, I want to get results. Now we've got some efforts going, and you know, we have our DBE loan program. I'd like to understand how that's working and how it's not working. We've got our Office of Workforce and Business Diversity. I'd like to understand how that's working, how it's not working, how I, as a governor, I can help you be more successful. But I want to study, what do other states do? What's working in other states? What's not working in other states? Let's not reinvent the wheel. And I want to listen to you. What could I do as governor to help you be more successful? I've already laid out some of my initial plans. I want to make sure that unions that run apprentice programs and employers around the state who run apprentice programs have those apprentice programs reflect the diversity of their communities. Because I've seen the data, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen the data. And some people are cranky at me for talking about it. But I tell you what, our apprentice programs in Illinois do not reflect the diversity of our state. That's just a fact. And people are cranky when I say it, but that's just a fact. And we're going to change it. We've got to change it. But I also want to make sure that African-American entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, Hispanic entrepreneurs have access to capital. Too often in today's economy, they're denied access to capital. And as a venture capitalist for 32 years, I helped work with the SBA, the Small Business Administration in Washington. We had an SBIC, a Small Business Investment Company at my venture firm. And we also worked with the MESMIC, Minority Enterprise Small Business Investment Company program. The federal government had a pretty good program for years. It's kind of dwindled away. But I want to create a Minority Enterprise Small Business Investment program here in Illinois, funded with state tax dollars to create access to equity and subordinated loans for minority and women-owned businesses, so you have access to capital so you can start and grow and thrive. I've got a plan to implement that right now. We can start that this year and over time grow it so you've got access to capital and you can build your businesses. I also want to make sure we don't just talk about goals in Illinois government for our contracting and our hiring, we actually achieve the goals. Because we've talked about the goals of minority empowerment, minority involvement, but we're way below the goals we've laid out. I've seen the data. We've got some good goals, but we don't get them. We don't achieve them, and we don't really talk about why. And we don't have a process to manage towards those goals. I need your help. We got to create, bureaucracy has a life of its own. And I need your help to push. I need your help to manage and monitor. And I'm actually going to pick a few people to help me monitor it, talk about it. I'll get in the press. I'll get out there in front. I want to push. I want to cajole, and I want to make it happen. Not just talk about a nice goal and then ignore it, mention it once a year and have nothing happen. I want to actually work towards the goal and actually get it done. I need your help to do that. I can't do it alone. I got a mess on my hands. The financial condition of the state is stunningly bad. We'll get out of it. We'll fix it. But you know what? The key to long-term success fixing our government is your success as entrepreneurs. If you're succeeding, our government will succeed if it's run right and we get the corruption out of it. If we get the conflicts of interest out of government and you're succeeding as entrepreneurs, our government will be great and it'll serve you. So that's why I'm here. I want to pay respect to what you do. I'm all in with you. I want to actually get results, but I need your help. This is a partnership. We got to do it together. If you're pushing, if you're communicating with us, communicating with the Department of Transportation, our various other departments, let us know what's working, what's not working, and what haven't we tried that you know we could try, and let's learn from what's working in other states. As a business guy, I always, whether you call it best practices or benchmarking, I called it benchmarking in our business, but you study what's going on around. You'll learn from other people. I tell you, the Chinese are masters at it. Japanese were masters at it, and they were kicking our tails for years. They study what works, they steal good ideas, they steal good people. That's all I did for 32 years. I studied what worked in business, took the ideas, stole the best people, and then made it a little bit better. Well, let's do that here. We can learn what's working in other states, and then let's make it better. Let's take Illinois to be the best and actually move the needle dramatically for minority entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, and let's create the American dream for everyone. Not just certain people, certain backgrounds, and in certain communities, in every community. We do that in business, and we do that, very importantly, in education. I tell you, one of the reasons I decided to run for governor is we don't have the American dream becoming a reality for our children in too many communities because our schools are not of sufficient quality. That's just wrong, ladies and gentlemen. There is no reason. There's no reason that every community, every school district can have excellent schools in it. There is no reason. We got to make education funding a priority, and even though we got to put that financial crisis, I'm going to increase education funding every year going forward. I want the best schools in America, including early childhood education for children in poverty. So when with their disadvantaged kids, they're not stuck, not ready for first grade. I want everyone starting 0 to 5, every child from a low-income family, I want them to have a great educational opportunity before school, so when they get to school, they're ready to thrive. And here's a critical issue. We have moved away from vocational training in our public school system in Illinois. I want as many kids, young people who want to go to a 4-year college to go, and that's terrific, and I'm going to push it hard. I love everybody to go and study to be a lawyer or a doctor or an architect or whatever. That's terrific. But that's not for everybody. Some people, it just may not be the right fit. I want to do what other nations do. There's a real clear track. You can choose to go the professional track and the 4-year college track, or you can choose the vocational track. And you can have a great income and a great career on the vocational track if it's done right and you're trained for it and you've got highly productive skills. And there's not a single student in Illinois who can't succeed on the vocational track. There's no one who can't succeed on that and get a good income right starting at age 18, 19, 20. We can do it. We've moved away from vocational training in our public high schools. We have been defunding our community colleges, and we haven't formed enough partnerships between local employers, local community colleges, and local high schools. We can do it. And just over the next few years, with your help, I can force the system to change. Changing the bureaucracy is hard, but we can do it. And we'll make it a priority because our kids' future depends on it. The American dream becoming a reality depends on education and training so everyone can maximize their quality of life and their productivity and their incomes over time. If you have a highly trained, educated workforce for your business, you can kick tails and succeed in the competitive world. I've got to get your tax burden reasonable, I've got to get the regulatory burden on you reasonable, and I've got to make sure you have equal access to the opportunities available, financing, contracts, etc. And that's why it's exciting to know what we're doing here today. We're here to celebrate you, but to make sure that you've got access and you're coordinating with our administration to make sure you've got equal access. So I'm on a mission to work for you. Got a big challenge ahead of us. I may call on many of you because I've got to get the legislature to take some tough votes this year. It ain't, it's not going to be easy. And let me explain something to you because I'm getting, I ran for office because I don't mind taking arrows. I'm taking a lot of arrows, and that's okay because I know I got the moral high ground. I'm doing what's right for the long term of the people of the state. And we'll work out the budget issues. I laid out the first stake in the ground. It's going to be a long, tough negotiation. But we've got to bring some discipline. No business would survive. If you ran your business the way the state government in Illinois is run, you would be bankrupt years ago. We've got to have discipline. And we got to start somewhere. And I've put a stake in the ground, and now we'll have the discussion. And I'm a believer in social services and a social services safety net. People are saying I'm heartless and cruel. No. I'm laying a stake in the ground. I believe you can judge the quality of a community by how well we take care of our disadvantaged. And we'll find ways to take care of our most vulnerable and most disadvantaged citizens. Here's the challenge we've got. The government has to be productive and efficient and effective and transparent. It's not today. And I want to empower you at the Department of Transportation to be highly productive. Because I tell you what, I want to be the most thoughtful, progressive, innovative infrastructure governor that Illinois has ever had. I want to invest billions of dollars, billions and billions and billions of dollars into our infrastructure. We can't be a world-class economy and booming and growing and creating great careers for people if we don't have great infrastructure, because we're at the crossroads of America. We've got to have the best roads, the best rail system, the best airline network, the best locks, dams, canals, bridges. We've got to have it. Got to have it. And we're letting it deteriorate. And we're not consistently funding it every year. But here's a key thing, and this is controversial, but I'll tell you where I'm coming from. We don't have true competitive bidding in Illinois construction projects in state government. We don't. And people are cranky at me for saying this, but that's, I'm calling it as it is. We force certain salary levels on the bidders. We only allow certain people to bid based upon whether they're union or not union or whether they pay a certain wage. That's not right. We should have true competitive bidding when we do construction projects. I don't believe that prevailing wage should be forced on bidders, and I don't believe these project labor agreements should be forced. And people say, Bruce, you're anti-union. Let me be clear, I'm not anti-union. I want competition. If people aren't going to compete, we'll never win. Illinois will never win. And if it costs us 25% more for every construction project because we don't allow competitive bidding, and that's what's happening today, ladies and gentlemen. We're spending 20, 25%, sometimes 30% more than we would otherwise have to because we don't allow competitive bidding. That means if I want to spend with you $10 billion over the next short period of time, think about that. That's huge. That's $2.5 billion that went out that we could put into more construction, more schools, more roads and bridges. We lost that out of that one bridge or that one school or that one road. Think about the $2.5 billion, how much more that could do, how much more you could grow your businesses if we were truly competitive with our dollars. So I'm going to push it hard. I'm getting people cranky at me, but you know what? Our taxpayers deserve the value for their money, and you deserve the more opportunities, because we'll be able to build more and do more, and your businesses are going to be able to get more contracts if we can make every dollar go farther. And I'm going to push it, and we're going to get it done. I need your help. I need you to maybe write some letters, make some phone calls, because we've got to push the legislature to thrive. And here's another issue. They're trying to spin me as anti-union. They're saying, oh, Bruce hates unions. Let me be clear, I'm not anti-union. get crystal clear. My grandfather was in a union. Many of my friends are in unions. I've got a lot of union member support. My attitude is, join a union, terrific. I have no issue. I want you to be able to choose to join a union or not. Don't be forced to join a union. Join a union if you want to, terrific. And you know what? Unions have done good things through American history. They have. Equal pay for equal work and non-discrimination, workplace health, workplace safety. That's terrific. The good news is a lot of the union agenda is in the law now. It's the law. Now the issue is mostly about money. That's fine. We can have unions and fight about money. Here's the challenge we've got. Inside government, it's very different than in the private sector. There's no competition in government. Inside the government, we're not outsourcing our schools to Texas. It's in government, it's locked in. And here's what I don't like. I don't mind unions, and I believe in good faith collective bargaining. That's fine. I got no issue. But it's a conflict of interest, ladies and gentlemen, and it's money out of your pocket when a government union leader can sit across the table from a politician, just gave $5 million of union dues to get elected, 5,000 members to go walk doors and do the campaign literature, and then they get that person in office and say, okay, I just got you elected. Now I want to talk about my pension, my work rules, and my health care. And remember who got you in office. That's a fundamental conflict of interest. I'm sorry, you can say, you can be cranky at me all you want. That's a conflict of interest, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a closed loop where the politicians and the union bosses are on the inside, driving up your costs, and the taxpayers and the school children and the homeowners are on the outside. And we've got to fix that. And I need your help to fix it. And so that's inside government. Now on the outside, in the private sector, unions got to compete. As long as we don't force these like prevailing wage and PLAs. Compete, just compete. Be union, non-union, I don't care. I want freedom of choice, that's what America's about. Here's the issue though. Here's what's going on. Unions have done many great things around America. What they've achieved is mostly in the law now. And over the years now, I don't know if you realize this, I think the high water mark for private sector union membership was in the 1950s, and I think it was about a third of the workforce in America, something like that. You know what it is today in the workforce in America, unions? About 6.5%, 6.7%. It's fallen dramatically, and it's continuing to fall because in the private sector, it's now about money, and that's the marketplace, and everything else is in the law. It's health, safety, non-discrimination. So the need's gone away. It's fine. You know what? That's a wonderful thing. Here's our challenge in Illinois. Indiana's gone right to work. Michigan's gone right to work. Iowa's been right to work for years and years. Iowa has one of the lowest unemployment rates in America, and they're kicking our tails, and they're taking our jobs. And Wisconsin this week is going right to work. Tennessee's right to work. Texas is right to work. And we've lost 48,000 manufacturing jobs the last 5 years, and Indiana's gained 42,000 manufacturing jobs the last 5 years. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, if this trend continues, I can't fix any of our other problems, and you aren't going to have opportunities for your businesses. We've got to be competitive. And people can be as cranky at me as they want to. We've got to be competitive. And here's the bottom line. I'm not going to demand, and I've never pushed for Illinois to become a right-to-work state. I've never said it. I don't want it. I'm not pushing it. I want voters to be empowered to control this issue for themselves. Here's what I mean. There's a lot of you, and many people in Illinois who believe in unions, who want forced unionization, who believe in forced collection of dues, and if you work in a certain company, you have to join a union. Or if you work in a certain school, you have to join a union. If you believe that and you want that in your community, keep it. Terrific. You can have, Sangamon County wants forced unionization, keep it. If Cook County wants it or Washington County wants it, terrific. But if Effingham County or Winnebago County or Rock Island County wants not have forced unionization, but have worker empowerment, or whether workers are free to join or not, they ought to be able to have it. Why can't they choose? Why should one county force another county or another city how to do that? And that's all I'm saying. Let local voters decide. If you believe in it, keep it. And if you don't, fine. Let's have Illinois, but I want Illinois to be on the list. There's a list of states that are right to work, and there's a list of states that aren't. If I can have a few counties in Illinois who are flexible, I'm on the list. Illinois is on the list. And then when a company is looking to expand or move, Illinois is in the game. If we're not on the list, we're not in the game. We don't have an opportunity. And every time a certain county can't compete for a job that otherwise would go to Texas, it's a way I can't grow our economy, and I can't fund our schools and can't fund our pensions. We've got to grow. And I need your help. This is not radical. This is not some radical extremist hatred of unions. They're spinning me as some sort of, I don't know what. And And all I'm trying to do is compete so you can compete and thrive and build your careers and have great schools. I want to empower local voters, and I want to compete with other states. We got to do it. We just have to. There's not an option. I need your help. I may call on you, and I hope we'll communicate. Write some letters, make some phone calls, come over to the Capitol and knock on a few doors and say, hey, listen to this character Rauner. I know the media said he's a nut on that topic. Well, let me tell you, he's not a nut, and this is something that's common sense. If you'll help me, we'll get it done, because we need some tough votes in the next 4 months. Tough votes. Now, I need to protect and support the legislators who stick their neck out and take some tough votes. And we need to let the legislators know who aren't willing to do reform and they want to live with the status quo. We can't live with the status quo anymore. And I don't know, I get people cranky about my pension reform ideas. Listen, our pensions, if we stay on the track we're on, they're just going to go bankrupt in years. And you're going to get stuck with tax bills. You haven't seen nothing yet. It's not going to work. I want our workers to have a good retirement. They deserve to have a good retirement. But we've got to get something that's a little more comparable to what we have in the real world, in the business world. Have to. How many people in America can retire in their 50s and get their salary for life with escalators? I mean, I doubt many of you get that deal. And we need a common sense system. And I want good retirement, good pay, good benefits, good health care, but it can't be extreme. It's got to be something that's affordable over time. And I've laid out, I think, a good plan. It's reasonable. I believe it's constitutional. But again, need your help. I want a reward. Frankly, here, for those of you who do public service, I'd like you to make more based upon your effectiveness and your productivity and your ideas. You come up with a way to save taxpayer money, I'd love to get you a good bonus. Public service is an honor. It's a privilege. It's not a right. And you should get rewarded for good public service. So we've got a big transformation coming. It's a big battle, but we're going to turn the state around, and I want to thrive for you. So your businesses are thriving, your businesses are growing, and your kids have an awesome opportunity at the American Dream right here in Illinois. So I'm honored to work for you. God bless you all. Let's turn our state around. Thanks very much.
You're watching the Illinois Channel, an independent nonprofit corporation formed to provide gavel-to-gavel coverage of Illinois state government and other public affairs events taking place across Illinois.